I'm going to use some of the copy that I shared within that video. I'm going to copy this. Not sure how this works, if it's too good to be true, but you've got my attention. Can you show me how the intros happen? Is this AI manual or something else? Might be worth a quick chat. Hey, today I'm going to sell an AI sales automation service with zero social proof, no case studies, no testimonials, nothing. And I'm going to do it live in front of you. And the reason I'm doing this is because most people you see online that record these types of videos are already famous with lots of success. But when you're just starting out, you don't have all that. You are at the very beginning. So I want to show you guys that you can still sell your AI sales system just by having a good offer and helping people solve real problems. So let's print some money. So first of all, if you're new here, my name is Saad. I build sales systems for a living. That's literally all I do. But before this, I was a nightclub bouncer working from Monday to Friday. Then I went down the rabbit hole of selling AI automation gigs on Upwork, made a little bit of money, then I got banned. So I went for a long walk and I decided to go online and start my own AI sales agency. So now that we have a little intro, let's front load some credentials because I think it's pretty important, especially nowadays. And the best way to do this is just to show you guys how much I've made last month in full transparency. So as you can see here, the net changed from August 1 to today. So money in is around 161K. So I've made around 160 to 165K this month, which is actually the highest, the most amount of money I've made in a single month, which is insane. As you can see here, we have the transactions. Obviously, this is not a screenshot. You can see here my account, right? So I've made around 160K this month. Okay. So now that we got this out of the way, let's just go to the playground and start this AI service right now. Okay. Now, obviously, when you want to start an AI service or start a sales agency or sales automation or an AI automation agency, you want to pick a client acquisition method. Like, how are you going to get to that customer? How are you going to reach out to that customer so they can buy from you, right? Now, there's multiple client acquisition methods. I'm going to walk you guys through a few. Well, in reality, there's only a few, right? So I'm going to go to the diagram shape and then I'm going to start drawing. So the first client acquisition method is going to be Upwork / Fiverr, okay? So Upwork and Fiverr. Now, the reason why I don't like Upwork and Fiverr is because it's not predictable and reliable. You really have to wait for the customer to post a job in order for you to apply for it. So there's multiple inconvenience with Upwork. So first of all, we have competing with 500, or let's say 5,000 other people doing the exact same thing and bidding for one client, which I think this is a total waste of time. And I don't like this idea of like a client picking me. I like to pick my own clients. So we have competing with 5,000 other people doing the exact same thing. Also unpredictable, unreliable, and like there's a month where you make, for example, $500 and another month $600, and the other month is like $100. And it's kind of like building a house of cards. So like the platform takes a fee. You have to post jobs. You have to compete with other freelancers that are charging a fraction of what you want to charge. And there's always this ego I've noticed because, like I said in the beginning, I used to be an Upwork freelancer. There's also this ego from the client because they always look at you as a freelancer, not like an operator or like a business owner. So another thing we have is you need a lot of low value clients to start making some money, right? Like you need to be like top rated or whatever they have there, like top rated plus. So, and I think it's just a bullshit badge, right? But they rely heavily on social proof. And another thing, really important, one bad review equals no clients. That's the main problem with Upwork, okay? So now let's go for the second client acquisition method. It's going to be pay-per-click ads. Now, the reason why I don't like pay-per-click ads, because obviously the elephant in the room, they are expensive, okay? And not only that, you need to test so many ads in order for you to find a winning one, or find a winning angle, right? And another thing, which is I think is the most important thing, is you need to have like a back-end system, right? To handle these ads, right? So back-end system necessary. And I'm assuming you guys are watching this. You want to get a client. You don't want to like spend weeks, sometimes even months, to test an ads, burn money, and then at the end, your offer just doesn't land. Okay, so let's just scratch that. No Upwork, no Fiverr, no pay-per-click ads. The next thing is essentially communities. Okay, communities or like groups. Now, the reason why I don't like this client acquisition method is it takes a long time, and I don't want to spend weeks trying to build social proof within the group in order for me to maybe get a client in the future. So it requires time plus energy and stupid amount of effort to build social proof within the group, because the main idea is you want to provide value in the group, and like some business owner, maybe when the stars align, is going to reach out to you or you reach out to them. Okay, so I think it's a total waste of time. The next client acquisition method is going to be having a social brand or like a personal brand. Now, I think having a personal brand builds trust, but the problem is you need to walk the walk before talking the talk. See, you need to already have results. You only need to have testimonials, right? Credibility in order for people to listen to you, right? I mean, think about it. You are watching this right now because I said I make 165K, right? Now, if I didn't, well, you're going to be like, well, why should I listen to you? Okay. So it's very, very important, guys. You need to have some social proof. So, um, another thing is it takes a long damn time to build an audience, right? And that audience needs to trust you, and you need to have credibility. That way they can trust you. Okay. So these are the 4 client acquisition methods that I can think of right now. The fourth thing, which I think the best, right? The most affordable, is essentially cold email. I think that's the most affordable way, the fastest, easiest way to get clients, okay, for your AI services, AI automation, sales, and service. And I built my entire 165 business purely off cold email and outreach, okay, outbound, right? The reason why is because affordable, right? Straightforward, easy to get data, no need for social proof. This is a lie from gurus. They say you need heavy social proof to get a client, but I'm gonna prove that you do not need social proof in this video live, because I'm gonna generate sales opportunities live in front of you and I'm gonna show you step by step. So no need for social proof. It's also the greatest leveler, greatest leveler. Because when you reach out to a decision maker, they could be making millions of dollars a year, and then they would reply to you. So you're literally in the same status, okay? And you also get to pick that customer, okay? They don't have to pick you, right? So you reach out to them, and when you reach out to them, if there's a fit, you can essentially just close them, right? So the greatest leveler, another thing which is really, really important, predictable. Because once you crack the formula, the outbound formula, rinse and repeat. That's it, which is exactly what I've done. So it's affordable, straightforward. It's like 10 to 15 times cheaper than any pay-per-click ads or like any referral scheme. Easy to get data on the internet. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. No need for social proof because we're going to generate sales opportunities from scratch. And also the greatest leveler, and it's predictable. So you can basically rinse and repeat every single time. Okay. So these are the client acquisition methods, right? Now, since we're gonna pick cold email, well, let me walk you guys through how to do this like a 7-figure agency owner, because there's a lot of noise outside. Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about is, let me take not a sticky note. I'll just get a diagram shape. Okay, so in order for you to basically start getting clients and generate some sales opportunities using cold email, is you need to handle a couple things. The first thing is infrastructure. Okay, now I want you to imagine you are a sailor, okay, on a journey to get to a destination, and that destination is getting that client. Okay. And since you are a sailor, you are in a ship, okay? Now that ship has to be strong because if it's not strong, you're gonna sink, obviously. So we need to handle infrastructure. Now, in order for us to reach out to thousands of business owners and companies, we need an infrastructure, which is gonna be a couple domains and emails, okay? Because we're gonna reach out to thousands of business owners. So we can't just reach out to them with one email, right? So a couple of emails and domains, and we need a way to find where they hang out. So we need a lead sourcing database, okay? Lead sourcing database. And we need a way to verify emails because when you get data from these lead sourcing database, you need to verify if the data is actually accurate, verify emails, and you also need to generate some sort of copy. Now, since we have AI and automation, okay, we can essentially personalize the hell out of our copies that sounds actually human, not these, notice your hair transplants, all these personalization bullshit that nobody cares about. It's just, you can just sniff it's AI, but I'm going to show you guys the best way to generate copy using AI. So generate copy using AI, okay? And then at the end, we need to plug this into a cold email software that's going to allow us to reach out to these companies. So it's going to be reach out using cold email software. There we go. And that's literally it, okay? As you can see, it's very systemized, okay? It's very straightforward and simple, right? Okay, so now that you understand the infrastructure in sort of like a high level, couple domains and emails. Now, in order for you to start your outreach, you need to warm up your emails and domains because when you want to send thousands of emails, like ESP providers, which is email service providers like Google and Outlook, they're going to be like, why are you just bought the email today and you're sending thousands of emails today at the same day? Well, they're going to mark you as spam. So you need to go through the warm up process, which is essentially like 14 to 21 days. 21 days is the best. Or let's say you don't want to wait. You can get simply pre-warmed up emails. Now, how do I get emails or pre-warmed up emails? The platform that I recommend is Puzzle Inbox. I'm not affiliated with these, right? But if you can go here to inbox types, so pre-warmed up inboxes or exclusive inboxes, if I go to pricing, so there's standard, warmed, exclusive. Just go for the exclusive you want to warm up. And warmed up inboxes, right? This is the one. So high delivery, 6 to 12 hour delivery. And then we also have another platform, which I think one of the best platforms, Scaled Mail. Again, I'm not affiliated with these guys. There's Scaled Mail, really, really good platform. They give you Google, Microsoft inboxes. You can essentially just buy them. All right. Now, this is the infrastructure. In terms of the lead sourcing database, the most straightforward way to gather leads is going to be Apollo. Okay. There's also LinkedIn Sales Navigator, multiple ones, but you do not need to worry about this right now. Just essentially just go for Apollo. Okay. And then verify emails. There's multiple platforms. There's Email Finder. There's also Mail Tester Ninja. Okay. So you can pick either Email Finder or Mail Tester Ninja. And then copy using AI, any AI model that you want. You can use Gemini, Claude, OpenAI, whatever. And then reach out using cold email software. The best platform is Instantly, okay? Don't go for those platforms like SmartLead, Lemlist, okay? Go for the OGs, okay? Instantly. And the cool part is that they are, they build this platform because they want other people to make money, okay? They don't nerd out over the technical stuff. So I built my entire business on Instantly. So I highly recommend it. Okay, so now that you understand sort of like the infrastructure and how we can do this, you might be thinking, Saad, how we can automate like 90% of this entire thing, okay? Let's say we want to automate this entire thing, okay? You can definitely automate domain purchase and email, but I would not recommend you do that at this point, okay? But let's say we want to automate lead sourcing, verifying emails, generating copy, etc. Now, the cool part is I already built a fully end-to-end sales system that's going to allow you guys to do this entire thing. I did this live, and we're going to use that exact system. But here's the kicker. We're going to sell it, right? And package it as our AI service. So we're going to use it to get ourselves clients. And at the same time, we're going to sell the same solution, same sales system to them. Okay? That's the cool part, right? Now, if you're wondering what is this cell system, well, you simply can go to my channel, which is this one. I'm simply going to go to it. And if you're wondering how to build it from scratch, go to videos. Oops, that's not the video that I want.
And like,
Shout out to Eric. Just recorded a podcast with him. He made like 6K in like 2 weeks, which is insane. Which one? Yeah, this is the one. Sell these 3 AI sales systems for 2.5K each. Ticket. So this is the one that we're going to be using. Okay, I already have the blueprint. So what we want to do is basically just upload this to our NA10. NA10 is basically our no-code tool, right? So let me close these tabs so you guys don't get overwhelmed. And then I'm simply just going to plug it here. Import from file, and it's going to be high ticket SS Apollo Flow. So this is the one, all right? Now I'm going to pretend that I am you right now, dear viewer, and then I'm going to show you how I would basically set this up. So I'm going to zoom in. The first thing we see is a Typeform way for data. So I'm going to go to Typeform because in the system build, I built this in Typeform. This is basically just like a form like Tally or like Google Forms, right? And then I'm going to go to my settings. And then I'm going to go to personal tokens, generate new token. We can name this magic token, for example. Generate token, can copy it, and then go back. And then I already have my account connected. I'm going to click on this pen. And then simply just paste your token here and save. There we go. So this is the one, Apollo Flow. Great. And then we have a run scraper. This is basically just Apify, right? Apify is basically like a way to scrape leads from Apollo. Again, the detailed video, you're going to find it in the description, right? And then we have a webhook, right? We need to set up the webhook. So here's what you want to do. You want to go to this URL, copy it, and then go to this website, CyberChef, and then just do exactly what I'm doing, okay? Not overthink. Just put this in the request URL. I'm going to have to leave this in the resource down below too. Copy this output, go back, go to the run scraper, and paste it here. There we go. Awesome. Verifying the emails, again, like I said here in the playground, you need a way to verify the emails. The one that I recommend either going to be an email finder or Mail Tester Ninja. Okay. In my case, I can use my own platform, which is basically a platform that I built specifically for my community, which is essentially like an email finder. They can essentially just verify emails, etc. Because one of the main reasons why I built this, because these email platforms like an email finders, they're expensive. So it's like they have to spend like $400 a month. So I was like, okay, how can I build something that's also reliable for them and also free, right? So this is the platform. If you're wondering how this looks, they just log in here using their account. For example, log in and they have this dashboard where they also get their API key here. This is basically their own API key, view documentation. This is basically how to do it in Make or like NA10. But I'm not going to use this because this is a demo of me pretending to be you. So I'm assuming you guys don't have this, right? So I'm going to go to an email finder. And then I'm going to go to app. If you're wondering the pricing, it's around, let me go to an email finder again. Go to pricing, monthly. So you want to get the 5K credits, which is $150 a month. Okay, so I'm going to go to API, copy my API key, then go back to my NA10. And you see authorization, this is where you want to plug your API key. Okay. AI model, I'm just using Azure. So again, you can use any AI model that you want. There we go. Update the sheets. What's the name of the sheet? Yes, it's standalone API sheet. Okay, this is the one. So it's going to be populated with deletes. Sweet. Let's close all these tabs again. Let's go back. So everything looks good to me. And then instantly, yes. Okay, instantly we need to, let's see. Okay, so you need to add your API key in instantly. So I'm just going to go to instantly. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Log in. Okay, and then create a new campaign. Go to campaigns. And then let's just name this get in or demo clients. Continue. Okay, you want to copy your API key on, not API key. You want to copy your campaign ID. Control C. And then you want to go back to previous node, which is code. And this is campaign. This is where you're going to put your campaign ID. There we go. All right. And then you're going to go back to instantly. You're going to go to this value. And then you essentially just want to generate a new API key. I'm going to go to integrations, API keys, create new. Let's just name this magic key. Scope all in all the time, and create and copy your API key. Then paste it in the value. There we go. And save. There we go. Saved. All right. Sweet. So let's just save this. Make this active. Yeah, I need to deactivate a previous flow here. There we go. And now I'm not going to have that issue. There we go. Awesome. Now I'm going to go to executions and I'm going to start this flow right now. Okay. So I'm going to go to Apify and I'm going to show you guys how it's going to work in the backend. Go to console. All right. There we go. And what's the name of the typeform? I believe it's a Apollo flow. This is the one. Yes. Okay. So we are ready, okay? Drop a search, you get a clean, verified, personalized lead straight into your campaigns, no manual work. Okay, so now we're gonna have to go to Apollo, build a list, and we're gonna drop it here. So this is basically like a free account on Apollo. You do not need to pay for Apollo. I think it's pretty dumb to pay for Apollo because you can essentially just scrape Apollo, right? At no cost. So I'm gonna go to find people and let's do something cool. We're going to pick 3 industries and whatever the industry, I'm just going to reach out to it. And we're going to do something, like I said, cool, which is going to be spin the wheel to just make it a little bit fun. And then just to make the odds against me, right? Just to show you guys that you can still get clients. All right. So cybersecurity, AI startups, healthcare. Okay. So I'm going to spin the wheel. Okay. Recruitment. Of course, we have a winner. So we're going to go for the IT recruitment or like healthcare recruitment. All right. So United States, I already have a couple fields here. So I'm just going to delete and then show you how I'm going to do it from scratch. Okay. So make sure the email status is always valid, right? Verified. And then I'm going to go to employees. I'm going to go for 11 to 20. And then I'm going to go to industry and keywords. And then I'm going to go recruiting and staffing. Recruiting and staffing. Okay, the job titles are going to be founder, VP sales, okay, make sure I'm in the net new, and location, I'm going to go United States. United States because they have the most money, the most amount of money. And 11 to 20, it's like sort of like the sweet spot. Okay, they're not a big team, but at the same time, they still need to grow. So 817, I'm going to go to industry keywords. I'm going to put AI, just AI. So 122, I'm going to expand this by going to job titles and I'm going to add owner. And I'm also going to add, not CTO because it's a technical role, sales manager. And also hiring manager. Yeah, we forgot this. Hiring manager, of course. Hiring manager. Okay, and then I'm gonna add another thing. IT. There we go. And I'm also gonna add software because I'm gonna go for IT recruitment. And then I'm also gonna add technical. 600. Okay. I'm also gonna add, okay, let me think about it. So software, IT, um, artificial intelligence. And then I'm also gonna add tech. 640. Okay, that's more than enough for me. 600 leads. Okay, now what do? I'm gonna copy this and then sounds good. Paste this here. Okay. And then I'm gonna scrape how many? 640. Now, if I run this, you're gonna see that the flow is gonna run automatically. So submit, boom, it's gonna run here. So auto refresh, and it's gonna run now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. If I go here, it's succeeded. Okay, we ran the scraper. It's gonna scrape Apollo for us, right? If you're wondering how this looks, I go to runs. Well, it's running. Okay, so it's gonna scrape 600 leads, and then once that's done, it's gonna send it. So there we go. We just received the emails here, the organization name, whatever, everything. And then we're gonna send it here to this webhook. Okay. Once that's finished. All right. So we are around 400. Okay. So it's taking us 2 minutes. Now it's gonna be 500 and then 600. Well, the cool part about this system is gonna clean the company names, verify the emails, do everything, generate the copy, every single thing. So, and yeah, by the way, if you're wondering why we're cleaning the company names, guys, check this out. Turnbridge Technical Solutions. Now it has to be just Turnbridge. Black Tree Technical Group Inc. So just Black Tree. You don't want to say, hey, for example, I'm reaching out because I saw Black Tree Technical Group LLC or Inc. Right? You want to basically clean this, right? K2 Staffing, not K2 Staffing Solutions. I wanna, and you see this little like this if it's that's a dasher, yeah, there's a line break. Technical recruitment, just Awana, right? So again, we scraped 637. So boom, now we ran the second one, which is run-in. So as you can see, it's run-in. So we're just gonna have to wait because everything is happening in the backend, okay? So we're just gonna wait a couple minutes, right? We're gonna see that we have the email, first name, last name, company name, personal LinkedIn, person title, basically the copies generated by AI, using AI, and also the verified emails, okay? So let's just wait a little bit. So just grab a coffee or do whatever. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Fun fact, I've been drinking a lot of these lately. Probably a bad idea, but let's just wait. All right, so we added this to the list. There we go. Wow. So let's check out this copy. Saw Future Tech helps technical department sales, finance, and human resource managers with pinpoint recruiting. Think warm interest to IT managers and HR managers could help. Saw Parka helps enterprise-level staffing companies scale and optimize their data and technology stacks. Think warm intros to staffing executives and technology leaders could help. Wow, that's really good copy. So it's running. And then what's happening right now is we're adding everything to instantly. And by the way, check this out. There's no errors with AI. There's no AI hallucinating because the prompt that I left you guys in the system is very, very strict. So let's see. Now what we want is the campaign leads, the leads in the campaign added. So we can go to leads and then we have to wait a little bit. So the whole system is like 10 minutes. So there we go, succeeded. Let's refresh. There we go. We have the leads here. Awesome. Sweet. Perfect. So in terms of my subject line, I'm going to say system or let's do first name, intro system. For company name. Perfect. Gonna add personalization. Saw HR Mango helps HR professionals with creative recruiting and HR solutions. Think warm interest to HR managers and talent acquisition leaders could help. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of the copy that I shared within that video. I'm gonna copy this. And I'm gonna say, for more context, I built a system that can enter you to 10 plus ideal customers without spending a cent on ads. I can run it for you or your team completely hands off. Let's see if this makes sense, okay? So Saw HR Mango helps HR professionals with creative recruiting and HR solutions. Think warm interest to HR managers and talent acquisition leaders could help. For more context, I built a system. This system can enter you. For more context, this system can enter you to 10 plus ideal customers without spending a cent on ads. PS, I can also run it for you or train your team completely hands off. Yes, this is good. So Saw HR Mango helps HR professionals with creative recruiting and HR solutions. And can also run it for you or train your team completely hands off. Completely hands off, and there we go. Sent from my iPhone. And then follow up, I'm gonna say, hey, first name, let me know if this sounds interesting. Cheers. For more of that abundance mindset, Saad. So as you can see, there's no social proof here, no case studies. Hey, first name, last note on this. When timing is right, let me know. And then I want like a pray emoji. So let me just copy this. Thanks for the time, Saad. And there we go. Preview. Done. Okay. So now what we want to do, I'm going to go to options. I'm going to use the accounts. So assuming you have your already pre-warmed up or whatever emails you bought from Scaled Mail or Puzzle Inbox. There we go. And then show advanced. I'm going to go to ESP routing. So always pay attention to this. Google, send to Google, and then Microsoft, send to Microsoft, remove this all, and then Google, send to others. There we go. Save. And then I'm going to go to schedule. I'm going to send this Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. And then I'm going to go to, again, options. And then I'm going to launch anyway, publish, and then we're just going to wait until we generate some sales opportunities. All right, so a couple hours later, we received 4 positive replies, and I'm going to walk you guys through them. So Daniel intro system for startup tap. So Saw Startup Tap helps high growth companies attract, retain, and develop incredible talent. Think warm interest to founders and talent leaders could help. So this is excellent, right? Think about it. And then the guy said, appreciate you reaching out. Sounds interesting. Can you send a quick overview of how the intro system works? The second response from Dan. Would love to hear more. Let's hop on a call. I'm free later today or tomorrow. Just send over a link. Wow. So as you guys can see, I did not use any social proof, and you can literally see the replies in real time. So let's check this company. The easiest way to hire offshore talent. Okay, so they worked with these companies. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it's a recruitment agency. Now let's see this next reply. Sounds promising. Is this fully automated or manual outreach? That's a good question. What do you guys think? Would be great to learn more. Happy to jump on a quick call. Feel free to send over a link. So they are asking me for a link. Interesting. So let's see this. Hiring can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. That's a really good website. I like it. All right, let's check the last reply. Okay, I'll be honest, I usually ignore emails like this, but this one's actually good. Not sure how this works if it's too good to be true, but you've got my attention. Can you show me how the intros happen? Is this AI manual or something else? Might be worth a quick chat. Yeah. Check the initial email. Sauce Kill Mill helps veterans with job matching. Think warm intros to employers and hiring managers could help. Let's see. Real people, real jobs, real results. True Vet Solutions. So this company is already established. Okay. So as you guys can see, we generated 4 sales opportunities in like a couple hours. And we did this, just like I said, with no social proof. Right? And it took us literally 30 minutes to set up. Right? So anyone that tells you need a lot of social proof to essentially get clients is just lying through their teeth, guys, right? Now, let's go ahead and dissect this copy. So, X company helps veterans with job matching. So there's no surface level personalization that AI usually generates. Okay, so normal helps veterans with job matching. Think warm intros so employers and hiring managers could help. So I'm literally saying, hey, I can connect you with your ideal customer, right? Using AI. And then once I build enough value, I'm saying for more context, this system can intro you to 10 ideal customers. So I'm not talking about talking about like NA10, all this stuff, right? I'm talking about the outcome, which is 10 ideal customers, right? Without spending a cent on ads, can also run it for you or train your team completely hands off. And then I'm adding this sense from my iPhone. It's kind of like my little hack because I wrote this. It seems like I wrote this by hand on my phone on the go, right? So it helps with reply rates. Now we might be thinking, Saad, well, how do I reply to this? Well, my usual reply flow is essentially I would say, thanks for getting back to me, for example, X. I'd love to set up a time to chat. I'm available on X or Y, right? I'm available on X or Y. Which day works better for you? And then you want to get them on a call so you can actually close them. The biggest mistake you can make is just drop them a link, right? In talking with hundreds of beginners and freelancers and also entrepreneurs, like when they do this sort of outreach, they just drop a link. Now think about it. When you just talk to someone, you don't just drop them a link. You need to build a rapport. So you want to ask them about their availability first. See if you can set something up, and after that, you can say, well, okay, we can say, if you have a calendar, shoot it over. I'll book, for example, a Google Meet. I just use Meet. You can use Zoom. I'm just a Google Meet guy. Shoot it over. I'll book a Google Meet. Or you can use mine if it's more convenient. So now you can drop your call.com. For example, I have mine here. For example, let's go to event types. And then intro call, for example, with Saad. And then I can now add it here. Thanks for the time, viewer. That's it, right? So that's how you would essentially just nurture them into a call, but never ever just send them like a link, right? That's how you get ghosted, right? So there we go, guys. That was a fully detailed way to generate sales opportunities and get clients this week. It doesn't make me a genius to do this, right? It just gets to show you guys that you can do it too, right? Destroy all your limiting beliefs about getting clients for your AI agency, sales agency, AI automation agency, whatever, okay? Because you can definitely do it. The only thing that's stopping you is literally you and your mind. So just get out there, take action. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.